It might ask you one more thing. It says you rejected the request.
Well, I was trying to screen button.
Oh no. All right, well I'll try it one more time. Try again.
Sorry, I couldn't hardly see it.
Okay. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of screens, but
no, we're good.
Okay. All right. Maple 1.
Yeah, but I think they used them.
All right, so you have
So obviously the loggers are still out there. It shows where they're still out there. We just need to collect them.
Correct, yeah. Yeah. They should look gray like this before you collect them.
Yep.
All right, so sorry about that. 3-line menu at the top left. Collect loggers.
Yep.
And since you collected them all and they're all in the shop with you, you can hit that in the blue bar at the top. There's that looks like 2 loggers with 2 loops and a up arrow.
Yep.
Just tap that.
No, the top. Yep.
And hit OK. Keep that box unchecked always. Never check that box.
What are you saying, man?
All right.
Good, how are you?
Now go ahead and hit that right arrow at the
Hit the
top
right arrow.
Yeah, the arrow pointing to the right on the top right. It'll take you to the next screen. All right, and let's do 3-line menu again. Now we're just going down the list. So it's the next one is get data and program. So let's tap on that. All right, so you're getting all the data from all the loggers. So they're all checked. So hit next. And you got your noise level, correlations, all the same. Hit start. Now it's just getting the data off the loggers and it's storing it in the tablet. Once you do this, I believe the data gets taken off the loggers. So you should only be able to do the get data step once.
Okay.
Once you get it, the data is on the tablet and it'll stay on the tablet in that area. But really all we want to do is, make sure the comm link is on. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Fancy stuff.
Now, what if they were to ever get GIS mapping? Is that something they can just send to you in a zip drive or something, and you guys upload it to the system? Is that how that would work?
Yeah, you'd send the file to Eric Galosi,
Yeah.
and it has to be a KML file or KMZ file, not a shape file.
Okay.
And then we go ahead and upload it to ZoneScanNet.
Okay.
For you. And once it's on ZoneScanNet, if you change it in any way, it just changes it on ZoneScanNet. It doesn't change the original file at all. So
Okay.
you can make adjustments to it and so on.
Okay.
And a lot of the times when you upload the GIS data, there might be some gaps. ZoneScanNet has some gaps in the pipe, and that'll interfere with correlation. But ZoneScanNet has a program you can run and that closes those small little gaps for
Okay.
you. And so we might want to do that.
That's the one
But
that
you said the GIS isn't ready yet?
yeah, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was that too?
Ooh, that was a good one.
It's that 514-80082. That was yesterday.
That was one that
Yep, that's the one that fell.
I think this is the one that fell over in the meter set. So it kind of,
082 did?
yeah, 082 did. Yeah, it fell
Okay.
off last night or maybe sometime.
Yeah, I remember yesterday we were having trouble connecting to that one.
Yeah.
I think we'll just hit retry and try it again. But we got a loud leak score on one of them.
Yeah,
Wow.
that one's out there by
Down there by that.
the old that old meter, isn't it?
Yep. The one we got shut off.
Mm-hmm.
That valve's off. So. You see, I couldn't on my sounder.
You couldn't hear that one.
So you could almost like it might have been something, but then with that compressor,
Let's just hit retry. Retry one miss. All right, looks like we got it. All right, now I hit proceed. Three correlations, okay, hit okay. And then hit show result. At the bottom there. Okay, so now if you were to want to view this data on the tablet, you would start drawing pipe or you would do other things. But right now, for our purposes, we're just going to upload to ZoneScanNet and take a look at it there. And because it's a lot easier to draw pipe on ZoneScanNet too.
Okay.
So let's do that. So the three-dot menu, top right. That three, top right, yeah, three-dot menu. All right, hit upload measurements. And they listened this morning. So the from and until has to be the date that the loggers listened. So if they listened at 2 a.m., that was this morning. So June 30th to June 30th is perfect. And uncheck, you can uncheck upload pipes. And you only upload one area at a time, so keep that on that upload all areas unchecked always. We've actually talked about getting rid of that first box, but all right, so tap upload. Fingers crossed. Successful, okay. Excellent, all right. Now I'll stop using your tablet. So we're done with the tablet.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna go in and log in as Eric.
Okay.
see his stuff. And we'll go to Auburn. But you would log in using your username and password, and let me know if you need that again. But
It should be that. We'll definitely confirm that when we get done today. Make sure it's right.
yeah. So you can all see this, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this is ZoneScanNet, and you have your project is Auburn. There's only going to be one option for you, Auburn, Kentucky, and area is this drop-down menu here. So now you know if you have a whole bunch of areas, you kind of get a sense of maybe how to start organizing the areas and how to name them.
Hey,
That's
when
kind of
those
up to you. So
on the area, Max, does it
Yeah.
populate? Does it populate by date or does it populate alphabetically? You know.
So yep, you can
Okay.
check this little down arrow and yep, order it by name, order it by date. Latest first. I like to order it by date, but
Yeah.
for some reason it defaults to order by name.
Okay.
You might have to change that. So you go to your area here. Okay. All right. So logger noise. That's basically the this leak score value here. Red for high, yellow for medium, green for low. That is based on the range of decibel levels that it hears, basically volume. So if it hears a consistent volume, then it'll be a high leak score. And if you double click on the, there's a leak score for each individual logger. So if you double click this logger here, you see leak score history. So for lift and shift stuff, it's just going to show 1 day, usually. So go to the far left here, hit histogram. So this is the sound that it heard. So it heard pretty consistent volume around 35 to 40. So that's why it's such a high score. We'll get out of that.
Now, also on the sounds part of it, these are they automatically take out electricity, right?
They do. Yeah.
It's at 60 hertz. It's automatically, that's going to be electricity.
Yep, they do.
Okay.
Every once in a while, it'll show up on your signal spectrum it will show up on your signal spectrum.
Right.
Right. It'll be a kind of sharp peak like this.
Yeah.
Around 60, 120, etc. But for the correlation, calculation, it takes away that, it filters those frequencies out. So it's not going to correlate based on electric noise.
How about low frequencies?
Sorry?
Low frequencies, like if you're next to an industrial complex that's using a lot of low frequency stuff, or exceptionally high.
Well, it has a range of 0 to, let's see, 0 to 500 on here. Hold on a second. So it will hear low frequency and it will correlate on low frequency. So PVC, AC, those types of pipe leaks are going to have low frequency because they're softer pipe. And our loggers do correlate on those. So it shouldn't that stuff shouldn't make a difference. Okay, so let's go. All right, correlation tab. All right. So this double-headed arrow correlation that you have, that's a result of the loggers not being on a pipe. So right now it's just a map. There's no pipe data. We haven't drawn in any pipe. So that's where you get these double-headed arrows. And sometimes you'll get a double-headed arrow if there is pipe drawn in or if there is GIS data. And that means that the loggers are not connected to the pipe at all, or they're not connected to a pipe node, what we call a pipe node. And that's a simple fix. You would right-click on the logger. That's one of the loggers that's involved in that correlation. You can tell which is involved in that correlation by these the blue halos. And then you would go down halfway, hit assign to pipe node. And if there were pipe on the map, there would be a little almost like a Google Maps little pinpoint that pops up, and you would click on that, and that would assign that logger to that pipe node. But we don't really have to worry about that right now. So yep, go ahead.
You had like the waterline maps. How hard would it be to scan them in and overlay it on it?
Well, ZoneScanNet needs that that KML file to really work, because that KML file would come that comes with everything. That comes with pipe type and diameter and all that.
Okay.
So the software uses that information to pinpoint the leak. So it combines the listening data with the GIS data, and it'll pinpoint that. Does that answer I mean, you can use a map of your pipe and just kind of look at that and use that to draw in manually if you need to, if that makes sense. Bear with me. I haven't explained drawing pipe to many people.
Yeah, when you get your pipes in, that's when it's going to give you.
Yeah,
like,
that's when we're going to find something. So if you have a map near you available that shows you what the pipe looks like in this area, we can use that to start drawing it in. Or we can do, I mean, I imagine it's like a T right here.
Let the developer over there take you into. He was like, "These are water lines and all that." He was like,
All right, all right. Let me let's hold off on pipe for right now. Let's do, I guess, yeah, correlation report. Okay, so if you're in your correlation tab right here on the right, I double click on the correlation you want to look at, and this correlation graph is going to pop up. This is this x-axis, this bottom axis. This is the distance between the logger 514.080 and 083. And hang on a second. And because usually there's a black bar for each logger here or here somewhere, but as we don't have any pipe, the software doesn't know where these are.
Yeah.
So it's just going to show us the graph between them. But this
but when you get the pipe in where it says leak, it's going to have the footage there later on.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, it'll have this peak located right between those two loggers at the distance, the exact distance that it correlates it to. This is a really sharp peak. So this is what you want to see. I mean, this is like a textbook leak peak right here. And these 60%ers are, I would say 60 to 80 is convincing if it's a plastic or AC. If it's PVC or AC or HPVC, something like that, I would say 60 to 80 is convincing. You might have something going on there.
Well, the one
But
that
for harder pipe, I wouldn't. Yep,
Yeah.
go ahead.
the one that correlator that heard the 94 was on a 2-inch galvanized.
Okay.
Found one, huh?
Yeah, somewhere's underneath Allen between there.
All right. Yeah. Let's draw in the pipe.
2-inch back towards the street somewhere. There's one there.
Which Allen is this?
Off Caldwell Allen.
So this pipe, how does it go? Is it just a straight line here and then a service connection here?
Yeah, it goes pretty much straight out over to Caldwell from there.
Okay.
Oh, come through there already.
All right.
Well, that valve, the last time I was over there sounding, and it wasn't making noise. The only thing I could hear was the that fan and the compressor thing there. The last time I was over there sounding. So.
All right. So to get a pipe, to get drawing pipe started, all you have to do is right click nearby a. Sorry, I don't want to.
Sorry.
I had to hang up. So okay. So to get drawn pipe started, get your cursor near one of the loggers and right click.
Mike, sit your head down, man. I'm good. I can't hear with
I can't sit there and let you head down.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you right click, you hit create pipe, and that's gonna connect this pipe to the nearest logger that you were near.
Mhm.
You can click on this node and drag it wherever you want. I would drag it to this one down here since it's a straight line.
Yep, that's where it runs to.
And it'll usually pop up and say, do you want to connect this pipe to the logger? Hit yes. And then this little node in the middle, it's kind of a transparent circle. If you click on that and move it around, it's going to create a pipe node. That's basically just a bend in the pipe. It's a spot where you can connect a logger to. And so to get a pipe node near this logger where you have it on the map here, and we think these locations for the loggers are accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so if you move the node near the logger, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to say, do you want to connect to it? You say yes.
Now that other logger was actually on a setter. The pipe's actually a little further out the road. So actually,
Which one? This yellow one?
it was actually on a setter.
So let's see. Was it very far away? Where it's on a service? You said?
Yeah, that line going back this way is actually underneath Caldwell.
So this is not connected? I'm just having trouble hearing you.
It was on a meter setter.
Oh, okay.
So the main line going up there is actually underneath the road there.
Okay. All right, so this main line here, we can detach that. Hang on a second. Let's.
There you go. That's close.
All right, so you're saying it's connected like do a separate pipe over here. And what was this material here?
That was on a Auburn Leathers meter.
Is it galvanized?
Yeah. Oh,
It's a galvanized line.
What's the line out there at the street? Is it
Where? All right, we'll do that. What was the diameter?
That's just like a 3/4 inch service line.
Yep. Okay. Oh, never mind. All right, so I just kind of breezed over that, but if you right click on the pipe, it's going to highlight that pipe segment. Hit edit pipe to move it around. But if you want to change the diameter or the material, so go down here, hit change pipe material. We got a lot of different ones. Change pipe diameter, let's do 3/4. And okay, so this main right here, what's the pipe?
Dayton's a 6. Ain't Dayton still a 6 there? Yeah, that's what's on.
6-inch.
6
Ductile?
inch cast.
Cast. Okay. 6-inch cast over here too. And this pipe here, what's that? What's
That's
that?
2 inch galvanized.
Okay. You said 2?
Yeah, 2 inch galvanized. That green logger was on another meter section,
Okay.
so it comes off of that.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's say we want this pipe here to attach to this pipe, but we don't want it to attach to this meter, right? We want it to be a different spot. You would right click this segment, hit edit pipe, and then find one of these transparent nodes or an existing node. Drag it up to the spot, release, and then right click this pipe, drag this node to that, just approximate that spot, and then it will attach for you. And you said this was 2 inch. It's cast. Sorry, I forget which one. type it is.
Galvanized.
All right, we'll do that. And okay, so and then there's a meter here, so we'll edit this, drag a node over here. Drag a node there. Yes, okay.
I'll get it all set up, but after you get it, it's gonna be pretty nice.
All right, so now it's correlated, now it's pinpointed. Okay, so this would be where your leak is located. And from here, you'd make a correlation report. So you double click on this correlation that pops this graph up, and then you find this printer icon right around here. Hit that, and you're doing a report for just one of these. If you want to do a report for all 3, that is okay, because I think what's going on here is that there's multiple correlations, but there's one source, right?
The 2 correlators right there. They're both probably hearing the same thing.
Yeah, they're probably hearing the same thing. That's why they work better in packs here. But since these 2 are 60%, I would just check all around this area in the field. If you have do you have a ground mic?
Yes, we have a ground mic.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I would go out here and just check all this between these 2 locations, because something is definitely going on there.
Which 2 locations is that?
Right there where the 2
yeah, so between this service and this service along this stretch. Oh, you know what? Hang on a second. Let's see.
50-foot circle.
No, okay. Sometimes these, I mean, if these 2 loggers had a correlation, but the leak was over here somewhere, the correlation for these two would show up on this pipe, because it's not going to correlate down this bend. It's just going to correlate between these two, and so it would show up right on this bend. But say you had a correlation between this logger and this one, that's going to show up down this stretch of pipe.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Correlation on a T there. Okay. All right. Back to the leak score. So double click on your correlation and hit the printer button. Just hit open, and this will pop up your correlation report. This has Google Maps sort of embedded into it, and you can click, you can drag, and get a good sense of where that leak is, and that's right where it is. So it's just going to pop up right where the leak should be.
Once you get all your lines where they actually are and all that, it'd be a lot more accurate, right?
Sorry, say that again. I need to get better headphones.
When you get all your lines and stuff more accurate in there instead of a rough guess, it'll be a lot more accurate after that as far as this, right?
Yes, yes. If it's hard pipe, it's not going to make much difference. It might be a couple inches, depending on the material. But like if we have pipe drawn in like this and it's fairly accurate, right? It's going to be pretty accurate, and getting the correct pipe data in the GIS will be a huge improvement, because you don't have to go in and spend time drawing all this pipe. But it might not change it much from what you see here. So you can get pretty accurate with drawing pipe, I think.
Yeah, when they was doing their maps.
Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. It might take you a bit to get the hang of it, but go in today, and if you have time, go in and mess around with it. And every pipe that you create, you can always delete by just right-clicking, hitting select pipe segment, and then hitting delete pipe stroke.
Okay.
You can get rid of that.
Cool.
Oops. Okay. All right. So correlation report, and that's going to show up. You're going to have your cross correlation, which is where the leak is. Then you have your histogram. That's just the spectrum. That's pretty. Yeah, I would say that's a good leak right there. And then you have each logger's signal spectrum. So this is good to go. You can print this out and give this to the mayor or whoever you want to sort of justify digging. But I always would say go out into the field and listen to the ground first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Any questions for me?
So determining, I'm sorry, Mike Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
I got here a little late. You'd already started. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead.
So I've watched you zero in on this and how you did it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it appears like we'll be able to do that in a period of time, maybe.
Yeah.
But so when you came in and you saw these correlators, and then you saw that it was 300 feet or whatever it was on each side, but pretty much it was in the center, right? Where you had the largest spike.
Yeah.
You saw the most noise, right? And basically the center between these correlator at Maple and Caldwell and the correlator at Maine and Caldwell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
That was
It's
your
a little
thought?
off center, right? It's not direct center, but it's a little bit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the footage there, it determined it and it zeroed in on that area.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you determined what the pipes were coming off of that, it told you that it was a certain distance away from that meter setter that we had that correlator on. Is that kind of the way that went?
Yes. I mean, it goes. The loggers have the data, but that data is next, it's going to tell you where sound is coming from and if there's a correlation between them, but it's not going to tell you where that leak is. And so, yeah, by adding the pipe type afterwards, the pipe diameter, pipe length, and then where the pipe is, ZoneScanNet uses that to just combines that
Right.
that information. And then from there, yeah, we can use Street View. I know I'm probably going too fast, but
No,
so this little guy down here, yeah,
I apologize. I was just trying to get into your thought process there. I
Yeah.
apologize.
yeah. That would be the workflow, I guess, is get the data, upload the data, add the pipe, verify the location too. That's a big part of it, because say GIS goes, or GPS just goes haywire and puts your logger like over here, you know, that's not going to be accurate. So I guess you kind of have to be vigilant with that. And that comes, I guess that comes down to when you're out in the field. You just have to make sure that, you know, where you're standing is where that logger is being put. All right, so this little guy down here, if you click and drag him to a road, you can just sort of play around in Street View, and your correlations are just overlaid onto the street. Just kind of look around, get a sense of where the area is and stuff. And also you can verify positioning too. If you see where that where a valve is, you can move a logger to roughly that location using this. So if you right click on a logger, what happened? Where are we going? Okay, right click on a logger here. It says assign to pipe node. How do we do this? Oh, okay. So top left here, this looks like a globe with like a pencil and a red dot. That's drag and drop mode. So if you press that, you can manually move around the positioning of any of the loggers. And so if there's like a valve right here, you can move this logger to that location and it'll update it, or it'll disappear. we got to back out, and then it should pop up. Yeah. Move it back to where it is. I wonder why. Okay, it is attached. That's pretty much it. I would say go in here and mess around with it. And we recorded this meeting, so if you want to just review, I'll post it to YouTube under a private link so you can review it. But really, I think there's no substitution for just going in and playing around with it, and sort of right clicking and creating the pipe and dragging it around and making bends and editing it.
So what you're saying is whatever we mess up, you can fix?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
You can fix, yes. If you want me to fix it, give me a call. I will fix it.
That wasn't exactly where I was going, but okay.
Yeah, you gotta fix it yourself. I'll walk you through it. If you make a mistake, it's not a big deal, because they're really the only pipe you have to draw is what's between is between the loggers that have the correlation. So any other pipe really doesn't matter. So as long as you get that right. Just delete that here. Oops. Delete. There's a couple extra steps to deleting things, which I think prevents you from undoing too much work on accident. Okay. Yeah. Any last questions?
I guess
I know there
mine,
might be a ton, but yeah.
I'm sorry, Mike Hughes again. Of course, my position is prioritization of the leaks, right? But
Mhm,
as you observe, this one's probably under asphalt, under one of our streets.
mhm,
Hopefully not in the middle, but under one of our streets, which increases the cost of repairing that leak exponentially.
mhm.
So my thing is for us to confirm that, which I see what you're saying, take our sounder out and try to confirm what's there, right? And
Mhm.
make sure we still hear the same thing in the same location. It's obvious on this device, right? So how do we tell, in simple terms, for somebody like me, how do I tell if that's 1 gallon a minute leak or if that's a 20 gallon a minute leak?
Yeah. The loggers don't. The correlation's not going to tell you how big the leak is.
Right?
Your sounder, your
Because
ground.
it's underground. Yeah, you're not going to be able to tell. But how we prioritize, how you would prioritize stuff is basically if this isn't surfacing and you have a leak that is surfacing, I would definitely prioritize that. I would take the loggers out, try to find where that is, and go with that. And another important thing is that correlation and logger noise. It doesn't correlate. It doesn't. It's not related to the size of the leak. Uh, uh, and oftentimes, a very small leak is going to make a very loud noise.
Right.
So that's going to be, you know, I would say this is definitely. I would say this is definitely a leak, based on what I've seen. Based on this, um, this quality, it is 80%. I mean, 100% would be better, but it's still a pretty sharp peak. But yeah, it's not going to tell you the size of the leak, unfortunately.
Hey Max, isn't there a sound file on those correlators too?
Yes, there is. Yep, yep. So we can listen to individual loggers. So what if we? So this little whatever icon here,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a speaker. So if you just click on that, and sometimes we've had issues with people clicking on this. It doesn't like it. Like sometimes the IT department like prevents you from downloading a file or something like that. So that would be an IT issue if you can't download this, but it should pop up down here. And then can you guys hear that? Can you all hear that?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Hang on a second.
I expected you guys to hear it. I expected me not to.
Sound like if it's coming from out here, sound like a static.
Go build it here. Everybody might with it.
Did you guys hear that?
No.
No?
Is it working on your end?
Yeah, it's working for me. I think it's just Zoom. But yeah, that'll let you play the file so you can hear where that sound's coming from. If you have a trained ear. It sounded watery to me. It sounded like a leak to me.
We can listen to it on the tablet, couldn't we?
Let me double check actually. I don't know offhand. I've never tried. I would think you could. You can see things like histogram graphs and correlation graphs. I don't know if you can listen to the actual recording. My phone was dead, so I needed to turn it back on. I mean, I wouldn't. I would listen to it on here, but that's just me. Yeah.
Huh.
That feeling you got now, you got going down there, you got it tied into the
I don't think you can.
cast iron or the PVC.
I got it tied in to where it runs, the cast iron that runs down Caldwell. I had correlators there, and then
Tied into the PVC. The feeling line on the feeling meter, it tied into the PVC.
the 6-inch PVC going in the wire.
It comes off from that valve, turns and goes to the ball hydrant. Then it comes to the ball hydrant, straight down to the other ball hydrant.
Okay, we'll figure that out in a little while.
I guess, yeah, you're looking for next steps, right? I want to know what to do next or where to go. I don't know. I would survey your area. Do a lot of different deployments and all. Sorry. Wow.
Next place I'm gonna go is over here. I think there's something over here going on that I can't make it tell if it's the water running over the pipe in the creek or if it's leak. So, and that was one of the other reasons over by the old hosiery mill.
Let's see. Here in this Auburn Park area, I can't see where.
Across East Main there, across the creek. There's a creek that runs through there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
yeah, if there's a creek, a babbling creek or something like that, there was a situation in Somersworth, New Hampshire with this. They were trying to correlate a leak on a line that had a blow off in a babbling brook, and so that was, the loggers were picking up that noise. But as long as you're aware of that and it'll correlate right to that spot where the creek is, then the issue is if you have a leak right where the creek is. So if there's a leak on the pipe right at the creek, it depends. If the leak is making more noise than the brook or something like that, then the loggers can distinguish that. It can say there's two things going on in this area. There's this low frequency brook noise, and then there's this high leak noise. So it can differentiate that.
okay, let's go.
Yeah.
You catch it when the creek's down very well.
Yep.
Take it there.
But you might get a small percentage correlation on a creek.
Okay, the creek noise out that good.
If the water's running directly over the pipe, if there's a little bit of like earth between the two, you probably won't get anything from the creek.
It is
Yeah.
very-
Halfway.
somewhat.
So
Oh, I gotta stand up. My back is killing me. I've had sciatica for the past couple days.
ooh.
All right. If you guys want to meet again in the future, we can do one with Eric. Maybe he can give you a better idea of what to do next.
Okay. That'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
What's his schedule like the next few weeks? Is he
Yeah.
obviously doing always putting in, I went blank all of a sudden, a fixed
Yeah.
base day, right?
He's I think what's happening is we're finally able to travel a little bit. He's
Okay,
he's in Chicago right now.
I gotcha.
Yeah, he's doing a deployment. He drove out there, but he's gonna stay at a hotel out there.
Okay,
So he's there this week, and then next week he's coming here where I am to New Hampshire.
okay.
Um,
In order to get on zonescan.net for Auburn, I want to make sure I've got their username and password correct.
okay.
So I have username Auburn, Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
and then the password was going to be capital AUBURNZSS2020.
Yep, correct. That's the
Now,
right one.
another question.
Mm-hmm.
When I get home, I can log in on this on my computer and like put some lines and stuff in at the house, right?
Yeah, you can log in from wherever you are.
Awesome.
Change the pipe from wherever.
He's got 5 children and his wife doesn't like him anymore, so he has a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah, I don't know why you would want to do it at home. That's bringing work home. You guys work from home still?
For
Some of
family.
you, or
So, some do, some don't.
yeah, I'm ready to go back into the office.
Yeah.
I've been working at home for like 6 months. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
A little bit of normalcy would be good right now.
Yeah,
You get home.
it's tough, to say the least.
Thank you. I appreciate you answering my
Yeah,
question.
no problem.
I know very little about this device and how it functions. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, I hope you guys are experts now. So
Well, let's try to talk to Eric and then maybe
Yeah.
set something up in the next few weeks, just see how they come along with using it, and then if they have any questions, they can ask Eric.
okay. All right. I'll see if he's available. He might be available next week.
That's fine. Just shoot me an email or let me know, and then I'll follow up with these guys, Max.
Okay, great.
I appreciate it, man.
Thanks
All right.
again.
Take care.
All right, see you.
Bye.
All right.